All right, let's talk about something that trips up pretty much every job seeker at some point. You find the perfect job, you're all set to apply, and then you hit this little snag. The application is asking for a CV, but all you've got is a resume. So, are they the same thing? Can you just send what you have? Does it even matter? This confusion is a huge hurdle, and today we are going to clear it all up for good.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. You're just staring at the upload button, having this mini crisis, wondering if sending the wrong document means your application gets tossed in the trash before a human even lays eyes on it. Well, the short answer is yes. It absolutely matters. And the reason why is actually kind of fascinating.
So, what's the big secret? Well, the entire difference between a CV and a resume is hiding in plain sight. It's right there in their names. And once you get where these terms come from, you'll never mix them up again.
Let's start with resume. It comes from the French word résumé, which literally means to summarize. And that is exactly what a resume is. It's a short, sharp, highly tailored marketing document. Think of it like the highlight reel of your career, designed to grab an employer's attention for one very specific job. It's all about being punchy and persuasive.
Now on the flip side, you have the curriculum vitae, or CV. This is Latin for course of life, and that name tells you everything you need to know. A CV is a comprehensive, often multi-page document that gives the full, detailed history of your entire academic and professional journey. It's not the highlight reel, it's the full-length documentary.
So let's put these side by side to make it super clear, especially if you're job hunting in North America. A resume's whole purpose is to get you an interview for an industry job. It's got to be short, 1 page is the gold standard, 2 is the absolute max, and it has to be customized for every single application. A CV, though, is for the world of academia or deep research. There's no page limit because its goal is to be totally exhaustive. We're talking every single publication, conference, and research project. Its main content doesn't really change much because it's your entire record.
Okay, so you've got the North American rules down. But, and this is a big but, here's where all the confusion really comes from. The single biggest factor in the whole CV versus resume debate is geography. What these words mean can completely flip depending on where in the world you're applying for a job.
To get why this is so messy, it helps to take a quick trip back in time. You know, this idea of selling your skills isn't new. Heck, Leonardo da Vinci was basically doing it back in 1482. But the formal CV we know today actually started as a government tool for tracking people's entire careers. Fast forward to today, and the game has totally changed again. Now we're dealing with AI gatekeepers called applicant tracking systems, or ATS. These bots scan your document for keywords before a person ever sees it, which is exactly why tailoring your resume is more critical than ever.
So, here's the global divide in a nutshell. In the US and Canada, the rule is simple: a short, snappy resume for industry jobs and a long, detailed CV for anything academic. But hop across the pond to the UK and most of Europe, and they use the word CV for everything. But, and this is the crucial part, their CV is exactly like a US resume. It's a short, 2-page summary. Now, here is a massive, massive warning for you. Because of different laws and cultural norms, international CVs often ask for personal details that are a huge no-no in the US and Canada. I'm talking a professional headshot, your birthday, your marital status. Putting any of that on an application in North America is pretty much a one-way ticket to the no pile, because it opens up companies to all sorts of discrimination claims.
Okay, that was a lot of info, I know. So let's make it super practical. How do you know exactly which document to use? Let's just run through the most common scenarios.
First up, the one most of us will face. You're applying for a corporate gig, a government job, a nonprofit role, anything like that in the US or Canada. What's the play?
You need a resume. Simple as that. Keep it short, keep it focused, and pack it with achievements and numbers that are tailored to that specific job description.
All right, next scenario. Your career path is a little more specialized. You're aiming for a professorship, trying to land a research grant, or applying for a medical residency. What's the right tool for that job?
For these roles, you bring out the big guns, a true curriculum vitae. This is that multi-page beast that details everything. The goal here is completeness, so don't you dare try to shorten it.
And now for the final boss, the international curveball. You're applying for a standard office job in, say, London or Berlin. The application says, please submit your CV. What do?
You send them a CV, but, and this is the part you can't forget, you are functionally building a US resume. It needs to be short, tailored, and no more than 2 pages. You're just calling it by their preferred name.
So, as you can see, this choice between a CV and a resume isn't just about following rules or picking the right file name. It is a strategic decision. It's all about figuring out the best way to tell your professional story to a very specific audience.
Here's probably the best way to think about the strategy. A resume is a marketing pitch. Its entire goal is persuasion, and it does that by focusing on your best, most measurable achievements. A CV, on the other hand, is a historical record. Its goal is pure documentation, focusing on providing comprehensive proof of your credentials. One is an argument, the other is an archive.
And listen, no matter which document you end up choosing, this next part is absolutely non-negotiable. Precision. About 60% of hiring managers will flat out reject a candidate because of a simple typo or a grammar mistake. Why? Because it sends a clear signal that you don't care about the details, and that's a red flag no matter what story you're trying to tell.
So if you only remember one thing from all this, let it be this right here. A resume is a persuasive argument that you craft for a specific role. A CV is a comprehensive record of your entire scholarly life. Getting that difference is the key to mastering your job applications.
So, as you get ready for that next big opportunity, the question isn't just CV or resume. It's about thinking strategically. It's about your audience, your location, and your ultimate goal. Now that you know the difference, what story is your document going to tell?